Hello, I'm Jennifer Condie. I'm from the Utah State Tax Commission, but I'm specifically from a very small division in the Utah State Tax Commission called the Property Tax Division. You may wonder, what does the state have to do over the counties? And I found this paper that said something kind of interesting. It said the State Tax Commission has broad powers and responsibilities for administering the property tax system. You may never talk to me, or you may talk to me several times. We have a lot of different people in here, the commissioners, the assessors, the auditors, the treasurers. If you're an auditor or a treasurer, you will probably get to know me a lot better than you wanted to. All right. In our division, there's 3 sections. We have a group that's over, we call the real property. They're kind of over the assessors and making sure that the valuations are what they need to be. We have what we call centrally assessed. That's state assessed property. Within your counties, you have certain properties that the tax commission actually values and then sends you the value to bill. And then we have the group that I am over is kind of the hodgepodge group. We are over tax rates. We do a bunch of, this county auditor is the one who actually sets the tax rate, but we have to authorize it and make sure all the proper steps are done. If you're doing any type of a tax increase, you will want to talk to us because there's a lot of very specific steps involved and you have to do every one correctly to make it work. My group is over the county statistics. We get a lot of your information, and I'm actually calling our website the transparency website these days because we take your information and that's what a lot of people use to run different statistics and data. This is just a brief introduction to who we are and what we do. If you want a 4-day training of introduction to assessment practices in Utah that's nice, broad property tax overview, they have a class in January, and it's on January 12th, but it is 4 days. You can sign up through our website. propertytax.utah.gov is our website, has a bunch of information, different people you can contact. And then I do have a handout with some phone numbers if you need any, if you think you ever want to talk to us. Okay, and then also on there, there's something that I think is extremely helpful. It's called the Property Tax Calendar. There's all throughout the year, starting with January 1st, there's various dates that people have to hit for activities involved with property tax. I would encourage people to become familiar with that. And then we have an online system called taxrates.utah.gov. If you're involved in setting tax rates or knowing what your budget's, that has all the information you need to know. So if you have any questions, I'm a pretty good clearinghouse to get you to where you need to go. If you want to call me with a question, I can get you somewhere in the tax commission that can give you a very intelligent answer. So if my number is 801-297-3636. Unfortunately, extremely easy to remember. So if you have Jennifer Condie. I'm not the division director, I'm just over one of the sections in property tax, but if you have specific property tax related questions, please feel free to call me. Also, the commissioners, I believe, on Friday at 9:45 have an hour from someone in my division. His name's Randy, and he's going to give you more information on the Board of Equalization, which is something that you'll get to spend a lot of time doing. I can try. Luckily, it's not the process that I am over. Paul Brethhauser is the person in our section who does that. There's a group of people in there. I'm trying to think of some good examples. Any type of property that crosses county lines, and so Pacific Corp, I believe, is in every single county except for 2. The State Tax Commission actually does the assessment for that, then figures out the portion that's in your county or taxing entity. And so they do evaluation every single year and apportion it out to your counties and entities. If there is a dispute on the value of a centrally assessed property, that actually goes to the tax commission, and the commissioners go through that process. Once that gets all figured out, we give you your final values and you bill on them in November. Is there anything else specific, Adam, that you're interested in?
No, just that doing that.
Sure. Okay. So for a company that goes across county lines, so you've got the railroads, utility companies, and then specific types. I think it's a public utility company, essentially assessed, mines. There's airlines. Airlines are kind of strange, so I hate to bring that one up as an example. And it's actually in code the different properties that we're required to power lines. Everybody's favorite, we have those gas lines. Those have been very popular. The reason that the commissioner, you may find us interesting at one point in time, is if they appeal, sometimes these cases go on for a significant amount of time. So we just had one that was back to 2007 that just got settled last year, and it can be a significant amount of money that's in jeopardy. So at that point in time, you can go through and recover. Let's say it got valued higher, they went through an appeal process and got lower, then the counties actually have to refund those companies the money, and sometimes it's for several years. But there is a process that you can get the money back called a judgment levy, and that's where you may find some interest in that whole process, especially if you have a county that goes through several of those things in frequent times. You open the door, Adam, so I can let you talk about.
Yes, I'm actually going to ask Lincoln Schertz to come up. He's our Legislative Affairs Director. We've been working on this issue, but I'm glad to take a few minutes on this, and anybody who wants to speak about this longer after this meeting, we're glad to.
If no one else has any questions, then I think I've gotten out of this one.